Hey guys, Zect here, and welcome to my new video. Today with the Awakening and Succession Wizard changes or rework. And I brought a guest today. I'm here with Jacob, with my guild leader and dear friend. Thanks Jacob for joining, and he will guide us today through the wizard changes and will tell us if they're good, if they're not good, and what is his idea or suggestions to make a wizard a bit like better or yeah, we'll
Mhm.
have to see. First off, Jacob, do you want to say something?
Yes, thanks for having me, Zach. And I will say, overall, I'm very pleased with these changes. I think, well, I can't speak much for the Awaken changes because they actually got quite a few new skills there, so we'll have to see how that works. But I think overall, they've managed to keep the way that the two wizard specs play without making them too much of the same, which I think is the most important thing when you rework a class. You still want to, like, because that's kind of what people fall in love with, is how do you play the class, right? And I think they've accomplished that. So overall, I'm very pleased with the changes.
So you like them in general?
I would say so, yes,
Okay,
definitely.
then we will start with Awakening. We will swap to
Yes.
Succession after that. Um, Anything in Pre-Awakening first we can sort out before we start with the Awakening kit.
Right. So there's a very small, there's a few changes, but let's start with the most insignificant one, most likely, especially for Awakening. The mana absorption, which I'm sure you can demonstrate here. This spell regens your mana. It can fill your mana bar fully in PV and so on. So for that is very useful. Like, let's say if you run out of mana potions, you would use it in PV large scale. For example, if you just use Blizzard. Blizzard uses so much mana that even if you have infinite mana potion and the best fairy, you will actually run out of mana. So it does have its uses, but overall, this is an old school spell. If you try cast it, it has a stun at the end of the channel, but it's completely unprotected. Well, it used to have. What I was gonna say now is they removed the stun, which is fine. Nobody ever used that. What is sad though is that it used to have an instant slow on its first cast, and sadly that is gone too. Um, Now they say I overall like the changes, but the one thing I don't like is removing the slow from mana absorption. I think the mana absorption is an unprotected spell. It just has a slow, and it was something you would only ever use in 1v1s. As you can see there, you can cancel it instantly with magical evasion to the sides. I'm a bit sad they removed that, and I don't really see why they would. But yeah, because this removes a pre-awaken slow that was reliable and so on. Not without risk, of course, but yeah,
All right,
that has
and
been removed.
anything else for Pre-Awakened?
Yes, there's one thing, and this is a Rabam. I'm gonna count Rabam as pre-awaken, but this one is interesting. So the general choice so far for Rabam choices for all wizards, no matter what you played, when it comes to the second Rabam at least, has been Swift Earthquake, the one you haven't picked. This one has a 30-second cooldown currently. It has been lowered to 20. So that's quite a significant cooldown reduction. The reason you would pick Swift Earthquake is because it's simple as soup armor. So it gave you a way to swap from Awaken into Pre-Awaken soup armor. It does a little bit of damage, not a lot in PvP, and also you could use it for soup armor extension. Now what they've done, they've buffed Trampling Thunder, which you see there. It now has a down smash, which is super interesting. And I like this a lot. The potential here for some cool clips. I think in large scale, this will never be used. The whole thing is animation lock and it's unprotected, but you could actually see like a knockdown combo. You could even do a stiffen knockdown. So let's say you catch someone with Meteor, stiffen knockdown, you do some damage, you throw your Rabam Fireball for the second knockdown. Now, if you get this down smash perfectly right, you could potentially reset them, and then do another double knockdown combo. I think we will see some clips with this happening eventually. But yeah, it's just a fun little change. This will not change anything in large scale or anything like that. People will still pick Swift Earthquake, but for some cool BA clips, this is nice. But that's about it.
All right, so that was all about pre-awaken stuff that they changed so far. That's important.
Yes.
So-
Obviously, it's a buff that the Swift Earthquake is 20 seconds now.
I
Again,
mean, yeah,
it's not
that's...
changing anything.
So then let's move to Awakening. What is the first thing you wanted to talk about with Awakening? I think Awakening got more new skills and a lot of
Yes,
things.
I will say this one. Now on your screen is in Korean. I think it's called Water Baptism or something. It's the water one where he does the violation, the song. That one, yeah. Well, first of all, that animation needs to change. But I think, Zach, that this ability, Meteor into this for long range catch, or even Water Sphere into this, will be the new Awakened Wizard nuke. I think this will be a highest damaging spell in PvP. So if we go look at the numbers.
The numbers look decent, yeah. 30% accuracy rate, 50 crit rate.
No, that's the wrong one you're on.
That's the right one.
That one?
Yes, that's the right one.
Oh, okay, it's just the animation. But right, it's the accuracy rate that's interesting here. Wizard have super high base damage, especially Awake. Only 40% down on PvP. I think will be a bit too strong actually.
It will be strong, yeah.
It's very, very, very strong.
It's on a long cooldown though.
It's on a long cooldown, but the way I see this being used in large scale is this would be something, because it does have a bit of movement to it, doesn't it? You would catch someone, or maybe you would come in from the back, you would TP in, and then you would use this. I know it's unprotected at the end. This is why I don't see it being used much outside. But if you can follow up with this, because it does look pretty fast, this might be the new nuke spell. But you have to think, why would you use this over Cataclysm or Bowlight? And that's why it needs to have this damage. There need to be some risk to having this damage. And
yeah, but all the damage is applied in front of you, so you can potentially stay safe, because with Cataclysm you kind of need to go inside the wall.
Exactly.
So since the damage is in front of you, you can.
It's more like Bowlight. You know, Bowlight's also in front, but it is super armored. However, Bowlight is super slow. This one's a bit quicker, and I think this one will have a lot more damage.
We might see changes to that in the future.
We will probably, but yeah.
So the next skill is let's talk about that you don't like the first one.
Yes, right. So I'm pretty sure this one was completely unprotected, right?
It's completely unsafe.
Yeah. This spell, I think, depending on the input for it,
back LB.
I think for most people, you'd either end up locking this, maybe putting it on your hotbar. I don't know about its damage, obviously, but the hitbox looks weird because it doesn't seem to hit stuff like right in front of you. It seems to have a bit of range to it. All right, damage looks okay, nothing amazing.
8% crit rate on top.
Yeah, I think this is one of those abilities you use for smashing buildings. I think you would use this up at barricades to hit buildings inside. Can you try use it up against one of the walls, say, and see what happens then?
Yeah, obviously.
Like try go on the other side, hit that guy you're standing next to, see if you can hit him through the wall with it. You know, kind of like Sage abilities.
No, it's not working.
It doesn't work, right? I have a hard time seeing what this ability will add. I can think of one scenario.
PvE maybe.
In PvE maybe, but also in combo. Wizard has this quite unique CC that not many classes have, that's freeze. Now, the way freeze works is once the target is frozen, they take less damage. Then after a while, it turns into a bound, where they take full damage. Generally, right now, if you catch someone with a freeze, you just sidestep, you just dance, wait for them to be unfrozen, because you don't want to drop your damage, right? I think this spell here could be an interesting alternative, because you cast it, and then what is it, like half a second, 1 second later? The damage
I think it's 1 second later.
Yeah, so maybe if you freeze someone, you could use this ability and then instantly use a water sphere, for example. Like, try that. Then you would have two abilities hit at the same time. That's the only, like... you see? Like that? I think you could have crazy burst potential with that. And for that scenario, I think it's an interesting niche spell, but for general use, for most people, this will be completely pointless.
There's also no CC attached to it.
No CC, no protections.
All right, the next move we have, it's also new. It's
Yeah,
a
so
movement skill.
right. So this one is kind of like Earthquake from Succession. See? Except you don't have the stiffen thing. I think this is all right. I think it's nice, and other than that, what you see is what you get. This is not going to change how you play Soft Wizard. This is just something you would use to cover
Awakening
more
Wizard.
distance when you're already at a distance. You wouldn't want to use this in melee distance because it does not put you far back that most classes wouldn't be able to hit you, and everyone will know that this is unprotected at the end. You see, can you try use it directly into TP? See how big that gap was.
Yeah, I can try it into TP. I think it adds some mobility to the kit.
It does.
Can
Which
be
was
used.
no, I think he needed a bit of mobility, but I don't think it would be something drastic.
It's small.
See, it's small.
It's small.
Small gap, but yeah, it's a good thing. It's really just mobility.
It's so.
Yeah.
I think, is there anything, any changes
Yes.
to the existing skills?
Yes, there is. They've added. I'm sure you can see you're missing a lot of the. Well, you haven't played Awakening Wizard, but most people see where are the pet flow on Cataclysm, on Bowlight, and on Aquagel. These have been added to the base ability now.
As you can see in the skill description, by the way.
Yes. So this is quite significant, I think. The reason I like this, actually, can you try summon the pet? One of the issues with Awaken Wizard, now we're getting into the advanced area, but if you were to play Awaken Wizard, you want sometimes to have your pet behind your opponent. But the problem was every time you would use something with a pet flow, the pet would teleport back to you to do the flow. Looks like he still does.
It still does, yes.
Yeah. So no, I don't think it changes much. I think it's just maybe on the technical side, instead of the damage coming from a pet source, it's just from you. I think the pet coming to you is just animation.
Could also be just to clear the Awakening skill menu a bit.
Yeah, probably.
So any numbers changes to Aquagel Cataclysm?
I mean, obviously they've smacked these things together, and what's it called? Chilling Wave has also been changed a little bit. So
Chilling
right
Wave,
now, yeah, that's the one where that one exactly. Right now you have a core ability that gives you a bond skill, whatever you want to call it, that gives you forward guard. That has been removed. It now have permanent forward guard, and I believe the core skill in well, you have it there, you can see, but I think the new core gives knockback.
Knockback, yeah. It was a knockback before, and you could add the frontal guard. They changed this.
Yeah, so I think that's just a buff. The forward guard is okay.
I think the forward guard is better as well. Like knockback as a CC is meh.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. I would say this is just it just frees up the core. Now you can put the core on Water Sphere instead, so that has a forward guard. But overall, man, Wizard is super protected already. Now it's even more protected. Like, this is not gonna be a fun class to fight against if you're not a grab class. So yeah.
Are there any number changes to the to anything like damage wise?
Not damage wise, but Water Sphere, which is your knockdown, your LTRT, has had its cooldown reduced from 8 seconds to 5. That, I think, is a bit weird. Like, I don't get why. It seems unnecessary. I don't know if it's gonna change much, but it seems a bit overpowered to me.
I mean, you can use it more often.
You can use it more often, but just won't have the knockdown.
Why not?
I'm pretty sure it says.
Yeah, you can spam it now. Well, but it's still a knockdown on last good hit after 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is 8 seconds on live right now. It's 5 on global labs. So they produced that.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think
I guess, but I don't know. I'm a bit worried. Awakening Wizard might end up too strong. Because the
Mm.
last, like, I don't remember the last time he got nerfed. He's been getting small buffs here and there, new abilities here and there. Wizard already, in my opinion, sake, is one of the classes that need the most stuff on the hotbar. Now they're adding like 3 new abilities.
I mean, they all have inputs, so you don't.
They all have input, but it's just a class with so many abilities because you use so much of your pre-awaken kit. I feel like a lot of what made Awaken Wizard attractive was that it was maybe simple. It's not gonna be simple anymore if you want to use all of this new stuff.
Well, I think that's fine, man. I think a lot of people want actually an Awakened caster that can use more things because simple can get boring with time.
Absolutely, and the skill ceiling on Awakened casters is not very high. Obviously, they are really good players, but generally the difference between an okay player and a good player is very small compared to other classes, right? So maybe this will change that. But yeah, I think overall, Awakened casters not going to change much in role or strength.
No. Is there anything else in the Awakened kit, or was that all?
Let me check my notes here. No, that seems to be all in the Awakened kit.
So, like, overall, not that many changes. However, Awakening caster got 3 new skills that will help him a lot.
Yeah.
We will see how this. To be honest, I kind of like that back RB skill, like this barrage thing or what you call it. Like
it looks good, right?
I like
mean,
that skill.
You know what? If you want to try scenario sec, try going to pre-awakening. Try hotbar the skill, for example.
I think you can't. We already tried that. You can't hot
Okay. Try put freeze on one of the dummies and then go into
What's the
awaken
input?
and then use
The
it.
input for freeze.
A back X on a controller for freeze. You see, while he's frozen, he takes 50% less damage. And you're not doing anything. So you would freeze him, then instantly use that new ability. That's what I said. That's the only way I can see it being used in a 1v1. You see? Because that way you can like stack up a damage. I think that's super cool if it works that way. Super, super cool. And you'll have some crazy one-shot potential. Like you can kill people in 1 CC if it has good damage then.
It probably has good damage.
It probably has,
like
because it's very unpredicted.
The numbers first seem not high, however it only has 10% minus on PvP.
Yeah,
So
but it also only has 3 hits, right?
it says
So,
it's time.
yeah.
No, it's 3 hits max, like times 4. So right, so those.
Right. So it's actually.
So
12.
this will actually do good damage. 30% crit rate, 100% crit rate, 30%
Yeah.
accuracy rate, and PvP damage reduced only by 10%. This will be.
Yeah.
I think this will be good damage. Like
I mean, for PvE, it gives 8% crit rate for 10 seconds. So
it's
for
such a
PvE,
weird number. 8%.
Yeah. It is. This spell would definitely be used for PvE. Like, imagine you pull them up, you're waiting for them to group up. Use this, right? It gives you your crit buff, and there's not much else you want to cast while waiting. But
Yeah.
again, I don't know. I don't think it's a PvP spell. This one.
We have to
As I
see.
said,
But I think
we'll have
it's.
to see.
I think it's fine, man. I think 3 new skills for Awakened casters. They need that, especially in 1v1s. In my opinion, as an assassin, they were like a free kill mostly when you
Yeah.
approach them in 1v1s, and those skills may help them to get more burst damage or yeah. But if you want to add anything else about Awakening?
Right. I have one thing. So let's say you're standing in front of that guy, the dummy. If you go into Awakening, use your RT that commands your pet to stun him. What I could see being a funny catch is you doing that and then doing the back B behind him. He turns around and then the pet stiffens in the back.
I mean, back B is polite.
Not back B. What was it? LTB. No, not LTB. What was it? The new one, Zach?
You mean the barrage or which new one? Forward.
The back movement.
The back movement. This one.
That one, yes. So what I want you to do is use RT and then fly through the enemy with that ability. So you would have to 180 your camera.
Yeah, I can't do that here, man. The camera speed is not high enough.
But you get the idea, right? Because they will turn around, you fly through them, and then the pit hits in the back. That's a cool way you can use it, I think.
Yeah, but this is too advanced stuff now. Let's just showcase. So for Awakening Caster, that was everything. So not much, but solid. Awakening Caster is already strong.
If you like Awakened Wizard, I think you will love these changes.
Then we will quickly spec to Succession, and then we see some of the Succession part. So here we are on the Suck spec. We just spec the Wizard to Succession, so you don't actually have to watch that. So Jacob, tell us, what got changed for Succession? Is there a lot?
No, there's not a lot. I would say, let's start with the most important change, and that is there's now a really good alternative. So we'll take Bowlight of Destruction. Is now a ranged ability, actually with really, really long range. So instead of targeting an area, it now goes where your hit marker is. And if you try to test the range sec, I've only seen it in a clip before, but it looks to be really long range. You see? Like, I don't know if it's meteor range, but this, I think, is super interesting.
It's still
imagine an ability like this, and it's super armored the whole thing.
No, this is not hitting anymore.
So okay. Roughly... So yeah, definitely same distance as Fireball and Fireball Explosion and all that.
It has no CCs though, right?
No CCs, no.
Got the damage improved?
No, the damage seems to be the same. I actually have it here on live, so I can just quickly. But no, the damage is the same. The protection is the same too, which is interesting. It does have that down smash, which I don't know. No one used it as a down smash now, but now that it's a range to protect the down smash, maybe. I don't know. Definitely an interesting spell. I love this one. I think this moves away from that, TPN, will take frigid, boom, blow people up.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone found that funny outside of meta rerolls, but it's not funny to play against, and it gets boring as a wizard too. The way I see it, Awakened Wizard is that up close and personal spec, and Succession is more like artillery cast.
Modern range, yeah.
So I think this is a really good change. And
so any other changes?
Well, I think they've cut off like 1 second on all the lightning spells. This like residual lightning. That's the
this one.
The high, yes. I
9
believe
seconds.
9 seconds. It's 10 seconds right now on live. And Lightning Storm, the combo thingy, I believe has been lowered by 1 second as well.
Messing up the inputs right now.
So the Lightning Storm, not that one, the one to the left. No, left.
You mean which one? This one?
No, and left.
This one.
Second. Between that one. Yes. No.
This one.
Yeah. No. One up.
This one.
One left.
Okay.
One left now. One left.
One left. Oh, this one.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I got it.
They say this one. Yeah, has been lowered by 1 second. So obviously that would be the high voltage, and then the residual combo thingy. I also think has 1 second. That's the ability.
1 second cooldown is okay.
No, not gonna change. It's not gonna change things. It's whatever. But what it tells me, Zach, now that we get one more long range ability, I'm sure you remember from your Asmodan days, but you can actually run out of stuff to do if you're, for example, standing on a wall and casting spells, right? You can run out of range stuff. That might not be an issue anymore. Now I think so.
Maybe.
We'll have so many abilities. Oh yeah, and then what you're showing there. Yeah, no one uses that. Trust me.
I will use that in the future.
It had 2 hits to it, and now they've just added them to the same one. I don't know if this is like a skill add-on reason or whatever, but this one you lock. But
looks funny though.
It looks funny.
Any other changes to the kit?
Yes. They've actually given Wizard the Suck Witch's speciality. So I want you to try Pick Will Take just to show it. Right, and you know the input for Will Take is forward Y.
Yeah.
So try slow cast it. That's how it looks slow cast. And on Wizard, you can activate your instant cast by like TPing. You know, so if you TP in, it's instant. For Witch, you could dash and do it. Now Wizard can do the same. So Wizard can dash
Oh,
and do
what
instant cast.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. I'm not sure if the dash is super armored. It's not okay. On Witch, it will be super armored. So that's the main difference between the two subcasters. But now, having that instant cast, obviously you will not use it for Voltaic, but on distance, for example, if you try to do a slow cast Meteor Sync, you see, that was actually not a slow cast because you threw the fireball first. But
Oops.
if you do something like Blizzard with a long cast, it's actually quicker now to dash to the side, dash backwards, dash forward, and then go into the instant cast that way instead of doing the full cast animation. So yeah, it's a nice little change. It's not gonna change much. Overall, if I were to sum up Suck Wizard's change, it's a little bit buff to his long range capabilities.
But
And I think that's it.
Was that all changes?
Yes, for Wizard.
Didn't they do something with Blizzard?
This domain Blizzard, so this one's a bit. So what they've done here is when you're in elemental like flow, so not when you're casting like that, but if you do it as part of a combo. So for example, if you dash and then use it, they sped up the animation, but no one really uses this Blizzard. But you can try like dash and then cast the Blizzard.
Yeah, it's on cooldown real quick.
Yeah.
So in overall, there's not that many changes to casters then.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for witches. I'm sure you'll have someone else do that. But no, overall, there's not a lot of changes.
Think that
depends. We'll have to see what happens with Awaken. I think mostly what they focused on here, Zach, is give you more options outside of like, yeah, you see, that was the quick animation. They're trying to give you more options than the standard, like Voltaic and whatever. There's also a small change to Aqua Jail, I think. And then lastly, there's, yeah, I think that one got quicker.
Oh,
activation.
just quicker, okay.
Yes, just quicker. Now, it is one thing. So beforehand, you can't show this right now, but if you were at like Meteor or Bolide of Destruction distance, and you used MMA, that is backwards and then RT, multiple magic arrows. No, RT, not LT. Yeah, that, hold it, by the way, when you do it. Then it does the follow-up. Yeah. This one, and I think this is very nice, has had improved range. So now you can actually use it long range. So it should be able to hit that. Before, you would not hit that.
So overall, just a few utility changes and more option changes, but
yeah,
not
more range, more range. Bolide, MMA,
yeah.
shorter cooldown on the lightning spells, which are all long distance. But overall, nothing. If you play another class and you're fighting a wizard, there's not much new you need to worry about. It's still the same old cast.
So Awakening caster got more skills, so this is probably like they got more changes then?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. But again, some of them is like a dash backwards. One of them is something you probably won't use in PvP, and the others like dash forward and use Aqua Jail or whatever. Again, it's very basic stuff they've done. It's not going to change much.
All right, then, do you have any feedback to give for the casters that we will maybe see in the like upcoming months or weeks?
Yeah, I think now the difference between the two specs are more clear. If you like to play a bit more traditional magic user, Succession's definitely for you. You now have more range. You can now stay behind, throw your abilities in there. If you like a more fast-paced, get up and personal, definitely Awakening. So yeah, I think right now it's just made that clear, because when Succession first came out, even Succession was better up close because you had protectable take, you had protected meteor, everything, so you could just stay in melee
Yeah.
range forever. Now I think it's much better. There's a difference between the two specs now. Succession's not just automatically better.
Nice. So that was all for the wizard changes. And if you have any feedback on that, you can post that in the description box below, obviously. As always, those changes are not finalized. We will see more changes the next weeks, probably also to the passives. And if there's any significant changes, we will do those videos, or like update videos again. Thanks, Jacob, for joining
Love you,
and
Zach.
explaining everything. Love you too, man. And we see us in the next video, guys. Bye bye.